Foraging is the act of searching land for food or provisions. The items that I forage here at 42 Acres go to Medicine Kitchen, and they can either be used in the food that they make, put into medicines like tinctures, or they can be preserved. The kitchen like to pickle and preserve things. Foraging helps us to connect to the land in a different way and in a more deep way than when we just observe it when we walk. Most people find that it's really meditative and grounding as well. At 42 Acres, we always practice mindful foraging, which amongst other things includes not over-harvesting, being very respectful of the land itself, not uprooting and disturbing the soil, and also being aware of local and national regulations. A basket is really great because, and especially if it's got holes in it, when we collect mushrooms, it allows the spores to fall naturally rather than plastic, which will just hold them in. A good pair of secateurs is always great. Resources-wise, there are loads of great foraging books, but also apps as well you can get on your phone to help identifying, but those should never be used as a basis for edibility. We should always cross-reference. First one would be to know when and where it is legal to forage, and always abide by regulations. If you come across something and there's only one of it, always leave it alone. And if you have foraged something, be 100% sure that you know exactly what it is and what species it is, and if in doubt, throw it out. At 42 Acres, during the month of October, we can forage for things such as spruce. We could look for sloe berries, some medicinal mushrooms like the artist's bracket, and this is horsetail. Horsetail, although it's the bane of most gardeners' lives because of its prevalence and how invasive it is, it does have some interesting medicinal qualities, most notably it being a mild diuretic, which in sciencey terms means it helps get rid of excess fluid in the body by increasing urine production. It also has quite a lot of the mineral silica, which can help to strengthen hair follicles, help with bone and skin health, as well as our nails as well. It's also edible at certain times of the year, so when it starts to pop out of the ground, it has these brown reproductive shoots, and they look a bit like asparagus, and you can actually cut them and cook them similar to how you would asparagus. When it gets to this point, when the green needles start to shoot out, we would then either use this for a tea to drink, or we could make a water decoction and use it cosmetically as well. This fungus here is called the artist's bracket, or the artist's conch, and it's one of the medicinal mushrooms that grow here at 42 Acres. It's a bracket fungus, which means it grows as a bracket on a tree rather than up from the ground. And this isn't a mushroom that we can just eat and consume as it is or cooked. This is something that we have to process in a few specialized ways to extract the medicinal qualities from it. And it's called the artist's bracket because it has a very cool identifying feature. So if you have a look on the underside, it's got this kind of white chalky layer, and underneath that is a maroon color. And if you take your stick or your fingernail and you scratch away at the surface, you reveal the maroon color underneath. Whenever we harvest a fungus, we want to do a triple ID check. So we want to identify it positively 3 times. The first when you're harvesting it, the second time when you are cleaning it, and the third time when it's being prepared. We always want to use multiple sources for identification, Don't rely on one, always cross-reference. If you are someone who has known food allergens already, you should always err on the side of caution. The same goes for if you're taking prescription medication, if you are pregnant or breastfeeding as well. And the golden rule is, if in doubt, throw it out. This tree is a spruce tree, and this specific tree is a red spruce. We also have Norway spruce on site as well. And spruce is native to Europe, but it's also native to North America. It's one of the evergreen plants that people native to North America would use as an emergency source of vitamin C. Because it's evergreen, it would be around when fresh fruit and vegetables would be really scarce, so it could be used to prevent diseases such as scurvy. In the summer, when the new growth comes on, they're very tender and we can actually eat those. But when it's more hardy like this, we can use the needles to make a tea. We can also harvest the sap from the tree, which is what this white stuff dripping down the bark is. It's a sticky substance and it's almost like the blood of the tree. And we can collect this and use it in a few ways, but the way that I like to use it is to burn it on a charcoal disc as a room cleanser. Foraging is the act of searching land for food or provisions, and these are usually uncultivated varieties of plants or mushrooms. The items that I forage here at 42 Acres go to our medicine kitchen, and they can either be used in the food that they make, put into medicines like tinctures, or they can be preserved. The kitchen like to pickle and preserve things as well. These are sloe berries, but the tree itself is known as blackthorn, and it's a fruit in the same family as plums. Traditionally, we would wait for the first frost to collect them. However, a lot of the time the birds have already had them. So if you harvest them before the frost, you can pop them in your freezer overnight to replicate that process. They can be used to make jams and jellies, but you normally hear about them being used to make sloe gin.